Hi, this is Brent Splay from thirstgym.com. Today we're talking about an exercise called the high knee falling sprint. This is a great acceleration drill that you can use to teach your athletes, and they're learning how to apply more force into the ground with that initial step and then the subsequent steps that follow. So this would just be a progression on your standard falling sprint, but again, we're going to really focus on trying to have that knee high and work on that first push that we get. So in a standard falling sprint, usually up here on your toes, hands are by your side, and then as soon as you lean forward, you're going to take that step and try to apply it down. What we're going to do here with this particular example is we're going to start with one leg up, and then we're going to be up on our toe on our other leg, and then we're essentially going to do the same thing, but we're going to start with that knee and a good amount of knee flexion. So what you're going to do is you're going to start here, come up with that top knee, just work on your regular acceleration mechanics. You're going to drive down and basically take off, okay? So here, and work on the burst, okay? So obviously you can sprint further if you need to. So I'm gonna start a little further back just so you can get a better example here. But essentially you could sprint out the whole distance that you want, but by all means you could just do this in 5 and 10 yard bursts to really get the repetitions down from the acceleration mechanics piece. So again here, good lean forward, take off, walk back. Use the walk back if you're going to do just the acceleration piece, so you make sure they get plenty of good rest in between. Again here, up on the toe, lean forward, and really work on throwing those arms forward and leading with the elbows. So as we've realized with a lot of athletes, and I'm sure if you're watching this you probably know, when it comes to speed, that first 10 yards is usually crucial into the subsequent yards that follow. The more you can shorten this down into your times and your splits, the better your subsequent stuff's going to be for the rest of your sprints that follow. If you're having to run a 20 yard or a 40 yard, if you can get those first 10 yards down really good, the subsequent yards follow. So in terms of how you would program this, again, if you really want to work on just getting the repetitions of, again, taking that first foot and applying it down and back. The whole reason we're leaning forward is so that we can make sure that the foot that we're shoving down is coming like this. We don't want to be here and coming up. We want to make sure we're leaning forward and applying it so that we can get our body moving forward as fast as possible, which is going to help you be as fast as possible. So obviously, we would do this on both sides. Most athletes are going to have a preference stance. This is definitely my preference stance, to have that right knee up and through the left leg. But again, work both sides, just because in sport we don't know what leg we're going to have to start with being forward first. So if you're going to do this with just 10 yard bursts, that's honestly probably where I would work with it the most. Again, because we know that 10 yard split carries over so well to the other sprinting activities that you usually do for testing purposes. Do the 10 yard sprints. Again, do 2 to 3 reps on each side for your set, and then just a couple sets, 3 to 4 sets is going to be good. And you can pair this with your other speed, plyometric, and power work all together. So I think it works really good. Again, start with the falling sprint just so the athletes can understand what that forward lean needs to feel like to accelerate well. But once they get this down, if you're finding your athletes not putting power into the floor, just make sure that they understand that, and then you can kind of go from there. If you got any questions about this, please feel free to leave them in the comment section. Thanks. Have a great day.